I started to buy that one. How y'all doing? I started to buy that deck. I still think I am because you know how I do.
Johnny, your shirt says I mean.
I mean,
200
Okay, so what's on the pendant? A pizza?
this is somebody made this for me. Actually,
Is it a pizza?
no, it's a rook of some sort.
Oh,
Looks like wood, painted.
from here it looks like a pizza.
So how y'all doing out there? Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you are keeping yourself grounded. Keep yourself together. Do something fun. Yes, we're going to look into a lot of funky and gross things, but keep your vibration high. Just realize that the world will always be a crazy place and you can't do nothing about it sometimes. But we will be looking into some things. Also, thank you for all the questions. We have tons. Yes, there are no guests. These are not guests. These are part of the crew. I mean, you've seen them before. You know what guests are. Do you not see my picture up there? We're cemented. This is what it is. Everybody else is a photocopy of this. And you heard it here first. Everybody else is
if you missed Becca's grand tableau on Putin the other night, definitely need to go watch it. Friday night, I think it was.
Thanks for helping me out on that one, Jenny. It's just like it's still a mess.
I'm still trying to figure out who the woman is that's connected to energy.
It's supposed to be, when it shows up like that, it's the partner, or not necessarily a wife or husband, but their partner. But I don't know anything about him other than he's a schmuck. But that's it. That's as much as I know.
And today, that's what I was doing. On Jody Roberts' channel, there was a prayer smudging ceremony, lifting the vibrations, keeping it high. If I can find it, I'm going to put it in the chat, but it's not there. Okay. Well, it'll be up at some point if she did it already. But make sure that you check that out. I don't see it on her channel, so I don't know if it's there or she's doing it later.
She was doing it, I think, at 4:00 today. And a week from tomorrow, she'll be on my channel again for Sacred Sounds of Coffee at 10 a.m. Central Time.
So what day was that again?
Week from tomorrow.
Okay. So next Monday.
Because I go back to the dentist tomorrow.
Sorry, Jenny.
For the fifth time actually since December, because I went in for teeth cleaning to discover that I had a need for 2 root canals.
I'm sorry.
And having trouble getting over the infection. I have no soreness. It doesn't hurt.
You're still infected.
Just still infected.
Remember how I was telling you my nose hurt?
Uh-huh.
Like right here? I iced it, so it doesn't hurt anymore. It only hurts a little bit, but I was like, dang, did I smash myself in the face and not know?
It looks like when I have my glasses on, you smash them and you get a lump on your nose. That's what it looked like.
What it felt like. So I iced it and it went away.
I have allergies already, and it's still 10 degrees outside, but eyes are red and I couldn't stop sneezing yesterday. I'm like, what is happening? I go outside to get the eye burns.
Lucy wanted to go for a walk in the snow, so I took her out there and plopped her down in the snow, and she's like, ew.
Hey, I got a question, Jenny, because Lucy has such fluffy hair.
Uh-huh.
If she walks in the snow, does she get those snowballs on her fur?
She does, and if it's snowing, it sticks to her body. Like if it's still snowing, it sticks to her body, and she looks like a giant snowball.
Instantly dyed cat. I have a white cat.
She's a Maine Coon or part Maine Coon, so she's got these tufts of fur that come out the bottom. So when she walks in the snow, she looks like she's got on fur Ugg boots.
You see in her little Ugg boots. covered in snow.
The little snow ones. They're made of snow.
So you got anything coming up, Becca?
No, sir. I'll try to go live this week, maybe with a GT. Jenny was asking for one on Biden.
Because we've never looked at him.
I don't think I've ever done one on him. So I'll try to do that this week. I will try. No promises, but I'll try. So.
Oh, y'all having allergies out there too? Ugh, I mean, Friday at 7:30, we will be on my channel for the non-political live stream. And we got like 100 questions. So I'll try to either do some more recordings or do another live stream. Maybe pull a bunch of people together or something. I don't know. There's no promise for that either, because this next week, or I should say this week, I literally have nothing to do. So yay me.
We should go live again one night this week with all the questions we got today.
Yeah.
So Johnny and the
we'll try
Crazy
to work on
Ladies,
that.
Friday night at 7:30.
And then Saturday will be Adrian's horoscopes on her channel, and then Sunday will be on Jen's channel for regular things. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those are those things, but everything else we'll see. You know how we do. We'll just pop up. So, make sure your notification bell is on and all that good stuff, and we'll be there.
Like Wednesday night, we just popped in.
Mm-hmm. So we shall get started. Okay. Let's start here. Some people were asking if Zelensky will survive, and I don't want to look at his death or anything like that. But what I want to say, or the question I want to pose is, should he surrender? That's what I want to see if the cards will say. He's not, but that's one thing. Oh, Jody, since you are in here and you are a moderator, I couldn't find your video from today on the prayer and smudging. If you have it, or if you have a link, can you put it in the chat? Pretty please and thank you. Thank you, Maureen.
Well, I get Putin in completion and trying to block Putin here on either side. I get the good news card. Be patient. This is going to take a while, especially with all the sanctions. I do feel like, he feels trapped, but there is hope. Manifesting new beginnings here. Judgment is out on Putin. I get strength for Zelensky, and able to move to calmer waters in a satisfactory manner. So I would say no, but I also get a lot of my crossing over cards. So put some protection around him, guys. He is a target. He's said it himself that he knows Putin has put a target on him.
I'm going to sit this one out.
I get that there is the bully and there's the attack here with the Five of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Because again, he is a target. There's the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Pentacles. The time, there needs to be I do get the two of swords, so there's an indecision. But like today, he was basically out in the streets, showing his defiance. And although that does present a strong message that he is defiant and he is not going to go down without swinging, at least at the same time, there does need to be some smarts about this. You can do the same video from within the walls of somewhere. So out in the street is not where I would advise him to be, simply because he is more valuable to the Russians than most. So that's not a place I would recommend he just walk around. I know he wants, again, to show the defiance and you can't scare me. And if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down on my own 2 feet and not, through your Russian chains. But this is something he has to weigh out, but you do need to do it in a responsible manner. So the time is still sort of on your side, but again, don't take unnecessary risk and unnecessary steps. It's not necessary. You can still be defiant within security. Okay, so to just sort of ease into some of this, Russian citizens here in this country, every time there's a conflict somewhere in the world, somebody that looks like somebody over here gets targeted for abuse, just like Asians during the coronavirus and just like Muslims during anything. So will Russians here in the U.S. or Ukrainians for that matter suffer any backlash, any abuse?
Hate crimes or anything?
Yeah, hate crime. Thank you.
Why is it when I read on hate crimes, Trump shows up?
The fanning of the flames.
I get a yes. I get isolation. I get, temperance is needing, and then you got Trump who fans the flames. If the opportunity arises, yes, somebody could be literally taken out. Wheel of Fortune. It's like there's some people that just aren't accepting what this foreign leader is doing and somehow connects it to anybody that's from that country. I'm not even going to look at the rest of the cards. Yes, because we have nut jobs that can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm. What you get, Becca?
I only asked about the Russians, and I get a yes. I didn't ask about the Ukrainians.
I get 6 of wands and the 2 of swords. So there is some attention to this. There is an attempt to block, or at least an attempt to communicate that it's hate crime, this is stupid, blah, blah, blah. Every Russian is not Vladimir Putin. So there's that aspect. Even though there's a generalization in most people's conversation when we say Russians, that's who we're talking about. But again, there is some sort of fanning the flame here, the strong, foolish behavior, which is what this is. Knight of Cups in the 8 of Cups, or the Knight of Pentacles in the 8 of Cups. There is, it's a bit short-lived, but it shouldn't happen at all. So, but I do get yes. People, human beings, I swear. Okay. Lord, where to even go? Let's just dive into Vladimir then, shall we? How are the powers that be, all of the oligarchs and those who are losing a bunch of money because of his decisions, how are they going to handle Vladimir Putin going forward?
Because a couple of them have already spoken out that, hey, Vlad, maybe we should pull back.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like mobster for, we know where you live.
Thank you, Desiree.
Bitch bear, give me my money.
All of it up front right now.
Mm-hmm. I can't get to my bank account overseas. Or my yacht that they just took. Or my house or property. All my property. It's like emotions are starting to run a little high with some of them here. It's like, oh, you're betraying our money now. We can't get to our money. And crash and burn here. Anxiety. I'm blocked from my money. Steady money overseas, and they can't access all of it. They're getting dribs and drabs of it. So yeah, they're all about their luxury lifestyle and the balance of that. So now they're starting to look at things with a little different perspective.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Catherine.
Because I don't think Vlad the Invader gives 2 cents, but some of the oligarchs might.
Because all they care about is money.
What you getting, Becca?
I get that they don't really care because they're rooted somewhere else that they have access to that's out of our reach.
Oh.
So there's something that is widespread. So like their assets and values are widespread. We can't reach them.
Can't reach it all.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is in countries where, like, I don't know, like, what is it? The Swiss banks or whatever that, so I get that they were just kind of like,
Or they got it in Saudi Arabia or somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere where it's like you can't. They ventured out. It's spread out. It's not like their money is in one set location in certain asset. They have widespread assets. That's what my cards are showing.
I get the Ace of Wands and the Justice. There's some sort of new action, new rule, new something that is to balance out this situation. Not to say they set the rules, but at the same time, they're the strings to the puppet. So it's kind of like a Trump and Vladimir situation, to where they're strings and they're the puppets. So there's some sort of new rule to balance something out. Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles. There is some negativity with the money, and there is some behind the scenes talks about value of things, not just money, because they have money. They don't really care so much about money. It's the value of something. I need something to be secure. I need something to be worth something after all this is done. You can't drive down my cost for this. You can't drive down my stock for that. You can't drive down my value for this. So there's some negativity about there. They're starting to get a little concerned, or more than concerned, but that's just the nice part. Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. The lip service is not enough, because he's trying to assure them that everything will be all right with the Knight of Cups, but that's shallow and they know it. Nobody's ever accused them of being stupid, just horrible and greedy. And it ends in the Three of Pentacles. There will have to be some sort of arrangement, and he may have some sort of personal stake in all of that. So there's going to have to be some sort of arrangement. He's going to have to come up with something new to assure them that they're not going to go broke overnight. So pressure's on, as it should be. So
he didn't go into this blindly, so I imagine they stashed some money, there in Russia and stuff.
mm-hmm. So what I want to know now, because I had the question of SWIFT, but it actually already happened. They're taking steps to oust Russia out of SWIFT, which is that sort of global banking system. So what is the fallout of that? Because Russia produces a lot of gas, a lot of steel, a lot of aluminum, a lot of nickel, a lot of that type of thing. What's the fallout of them being cut off from SWIFT?
Wheel of Fortune's going to be the card of the night. I got it on the bottom again. Timing.
Thank you, Karen, for reposting questions. And Lisa.
I get that, like, when their harvests come in or when they've got stuff to sell or whatever and they can't get to the banks, anxiety with that. These guys are thieves, so they're going to like transfer somewhere else rather quickly, to unload stuff. I get they'll because they're greedy little whatever, they'll still get offers for their product or whatever they're selling. They get the strength card. It might be off a little bit, the balance of it and stuff, but they'll find new people to partner with. It might hurt them initially, but they'll work through it.
Nothing. Their commerce and business might take a little bit of a hit, but they partner with someone. They start working with someone that they trust, that is suspicious to us, that could have some type of royal lineage.
Saudi. Loves that prince. I mean, when they met in Brazil at the G20 down there, they were like hugging and laughing and everything. They got something under the table.
It's be careful, because it's fox dog, and then it's
fake friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get the Five of Cups in the Tower, the first two cards. So there's some regret and destruction. There is some retaliation because they want to, because mind you, this is not just their economy that's affected when they get kicked out of SWIFT. This is everybody's, because they're plugged into the global economy like everybody is. So the devil is here, and the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So there's some loss to personal finance, some loss to stocks, some loss to business and partnerships and all of that type of thing. So this was not an easy thing. This is not going to be an easy thing to endure as well. The Seven of Swords and the Three of Cups. There's also, just like Becca said, there's some sort of fake community or thieving community. Somebody here is not on the up and up, but they are going to try to. China said that they're not that they haven't said that. The article said that so far they have not said anything on sanctions as far as Russia, as far as, trying to hold back business from them or anything of that nature. But they have said that Ukraine is a sovereign nation, but they haven't done anything. But anyway, Knight of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So this is going to be a strain, especially for commerce or things going back and forth with people, offers and things of that nature. So it will be a strain. Financially speaking, the value of things are going to go up superficially. They don't really have to, but when you are, especially if you're a publicly traded company, you have dividends and investors to think about. So the value of things is going to go up because of this. But
the value of things are going to go up because a lot of the speculation in the stock market, and then just another reason to price gouge.
Yeah.
People. Just price gouge. Like this whole thing with inflation is just another reason to price gouge consumers. And I had seen on the news, on the YouTube, you know how you get those little snippets from MSNBC or whatever. Like I think it was the first day or something, right before he invaded the Ukraine. Citizens in Russia were rushing to the banks to get money out, and the banks were running out of cash. So that kind of reminded me of, like, didn't that happen during the Great Depression too, where like
people panicked?
The
great snowcat has arrived and she's full of static.
I see she liked them scratches just then. Okay, so what is now the fallout of targeting Putin personally? Because they've targeted his personal assets as well, which he said he will take offense to. So what is the fallout of that?
Oh, great. Cover the whole damn desk so I have nowhere to put cards.
I tell you, crap's are rude.
Are you rude?
It's like, I know you're doing something, but how about I just lay right here so you can? I was watching some video that says they do that because they want to be included in what you're doing. So they get in the middle of whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah. Because she can lay anywhere else in the house, but she wants to lay right there.
If you're reading a book, they got to like lay on the book or between you and the book. It's like, oh, were you trying to read?
Yeah. Mercy.
I'm doing a 3-card. I might have to do more because I'm getting people and I don't know what it's trying to tell me.
Thank you, Roberta.
I get if they really want to impact him, they need to also go after his daughter and anybody else in his family to really make his walls thin. They really want to hurt him. And same with the, thank you, Scoo Man. Same with the oligarchs.
What you get, Beck?
I get that he's pretty stable and secure. Property, there's land, public, his assets, they're secured and trusted. So, because I asked how will he react to his assets being taken away, and it's saying that his stuff is secure. His resources are stable, secure, reliable. But there's nothing here that says property taken away or frozen.
And I don't think he's bought property around the world like the oligarchs have.
Well, I did see that picture of his ridiculous yacht. That's almost as big as Jeff Bezos's, but
it is like 10,000 square foot mansion or whatever, but that's in Russia. So
yeah. So I don't, it just says that his finances, his resources are reliable and secured and trustworthy. Like he can get to them.
So I get the 3 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. There is some, I don't want to say he imposes a sanction, but he tries to make people suffer. Thank you, Margaret, for financially. because he is or is being targeted. The Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, his stuff is either hidden or whatever. We don't have his money. It's not locked away in some American vault somewhere. He's sitting on it. It's like, yeah, his is stable with the Knight of Pentacles. There is a Tower and a Justice, so there is something seemingly unfair that will come out, or that will be sort of a reaction to what's going on. So I guess we shall see. But the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups, this has no end in sight either, because I don't think that, again, he's not going to turn around tomorrow and say, oh, my bad. And then everything is okay. So this is going to be an ongoing thing. We'll just see how long he can endure such a thing.
And it's not like, I mean, come on, the guy's former KGB. It's not like they didn't have a meeting before this and said, okay, so next week after the Olympics, I'm going to go invade Ukraine. You guys might want to settle your financial affairs because this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like
they knew exactly what they were doing every step of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So now I want to look at Russia, the Russian people itself. How will they endure the sanctions? Because the oligarchs got money, Putin's got money. How will they endure the sanctions?
They're the ones that'll end up in the breadlines.
Yeah, because the airlines are stopping cooperation. Meta and Facebook, and there was a few other companies that are the vodka, and even Greg Abbott is saying take Russian products off the shelf. So it's, how will they endure? Because all of them are not oligarchs.
Yeah, strength card for them, and surprisingly getting to higher ground. So I get there's some steady money there. They might miss a little bit because I get the nostalgia card here, but they're looking to their neighbors and things, looking to their friends. Thank you, Joanne. If there's something that they're missing, and I get things that are blocked by America, NATO, and anybody else.
I get that there's going to be a lot of discussion about problems that they can't get to stuff. It's birds, anchor, moon. They can't get to stuff. Whether, I don't know if this is goods at the store, money out of a bank, putting food on the table. It's a big problem. Perhaps mounting debt for them as well. Slow down here. It's going to be a slowdown. There's a barrier. So I don't know.
Yeah, the High Priestess. So there is no real answers as of yet, because there is a lot of unknown things happening here. And the Two of Pentacles, they're going to be in a state of imbalance until this is, I won't even say until this is over, because even when it's over, let's say it's over tomorrow, there's still a recovery period for them to sort of re-up everything that has been going wrong. Thank you, Julie. everything that has been going wrong. So this is going to, I mean, as these things do, this is going to hurt them more, of course, than it hurts Vladimir Putin. Even if let's say that Vladimir Putin loses his job after all this because he handled it the wrong way, and then the powers that be seem fit to replace him with somebody else. He's still all right. He ain't got $15 in his bank account that he can't get to. He's got tons. So it's the people that suffer for this. Their personal finance with the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, that's what they're defending. And not just that, but their resources, period. What about any kind of repair that you may need? And then that ingredient for that repair comes from another country. Yes, they produce steel and aluminum, but what if that's something you don't need? Maybe you need something else. Maybe you need lumber from here, or maybe you need glue from there, or maybe you need whatever from whoever. Then there's the devil and the 7 of Swords. This, unfortunately, does not get better overnight. Again, back to that, out of balance type of thing.
Well, the sanctions won't get lifted immediately either.
No. Okay. So, domestically speaking, how will the sanctions affect donations for the GOP? Since they love some Russian money.
Definitely need the full table for this one. We see in my lap. Oh, there she goes. He's recharging her electricity and static in front of the heater. So she can come back and zap me later. All that money they got from the NRA that was Russian funneled money, letting money into their CPAC or whatever. Their funds, super PACs.
Mm.
You ever do a reading and you just know that one card is going to pop up?
What would that be, Becca?
It's going to increase. It's going to increase. Here's trouble, lies, widespread, new direction, and then there's your increase. So I get that. It's not the regular Russian citizens. It's those that in interest, the big pockets. And it shows they add to the increase. They ramp it up.
Got to keep it going.
Uh-huh. Hey, get somebody in there like Trump that's going to be friendly to us, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Hierophant on the bottom, and I just heard, better go get those church donations. It's like, yeah, their power is going to get bullied. Better start working across the aisle, because you guys look into your future, and some of you may be walking away. You won't have the money to get elected. I get, yes, it will impact them. Changing all their donor money. I get the blame Trump, like if they don't get elected, as opposed to blaming that they didn't get their money from Russia. But I get they're fighting about the money that's now, being stolen from them, basically. It's going to burden them.
There's something unknown with the 7 of Pentacles. You expect at a certain time to get a certain harvest because you have done this before. Okay, now is the time for my paycheck from whoever, Oleg Deripaska's money is supposed to be in my account by the 3rd type of thing. But there's something quite mysterious right now. They're not quite sure. Given, mind you, this is not the first time we've imposed sanctions, and the first time we've done this, and the first time we've done that against Russia, and the GOP is still pocketing money from the powers that be. So that's still going to happen. But there are some quarrels about it because now we have the leaders and the financial men, the Putin and the oligarchs here at the top, that are in a different kind of situation. Because not only is the U.S. posing sanctions, but everybody is now looking at you and retaliating. So you got France and Italy and Japan, and everybody is like, okay, something needs to be done because you're now you lost your mind. So there are the Eight of Pentacles, the steady money or the working money. Then there's the Tower. And then there's the Four of Pentacles. It decreases, or at the very least, not decrease, but you have to hold on to what they do give you because it's not quite certain whether you're getting any more right now. But you do get your regular pay because, again, they still need puppets here in the U.S. because they're not giving that front up because it worked when they got Donald Trump. So if it's going to work, then they're going to keep doing it. They, mind you, these people are worth billions of dollars. They can afford to shell out 100,000 to one senator, and then 100,000 to this senator, and then 100,000. That's like couch cushion money. So
if they can get it through the banks.
Yes, that's the problem, is getting it to you. But thank you, Jill.
We'll just create crafty ways to and then give it to some church group to give it to the geo. You're still influencing, not directly, but you're still, money's still changing hands.
Mm-hmm. So back to the domestic. The FCC is doing a probe into domestic, thank you, Kotos, into domestic media and telecom companies to see if they have Russian ties. What will they find?
Bye, Fox News.
Fox has already got there's a petition going to get them off the military bases.
They need to do that for sure.
With all their pro-Putin garbage. For entertainment purposes, only YouTube.
Well, they need to watch news, period. Take your orders from your commanders, not news stations. Watch cartoons.
I get they will discover some money, and this is going to hurt. That there's been some offers that they're having Dark Night of the Soul over that they've lied about. There's been someone influencing them. I get Putin and Trump, and an investigator here. What I get with the news channels and stuff is they suddenly start walking away from Putin and Trump. Like, oh, let's talk about something else. Let's go over here and discuss this. But I get very anxious about Russia's involvement in their businesses and stuff. It's structured that way. So yeah, there's going to be exposure, big time exposure.
So I asked, what is the SEC going to find in their investigation of, what was it, Russian
ties to media companies?
There's something here about change that's missing or stolen. So perhaps the insurrection, a woman, Fox, and a celebrity. So I don't know if they're going to find somebody at Fox News that I'm surprised I didn't get man, because I would think Sean Hannity
Mhm, Tucker.
A woman at Fox that's a celebrity. So, I mean, this doesn't need to say it's Laura Ingraham, but perhaps it's a woman in the company somewhere.
Or
Because,
maybe a woman at Fox and My Pillow Guy. Is that the moon card?
yeah, but it's not really. This is not speaking as a person. It's her in the middle that's speaking as a person.
Because she could be just someone in the offices, a go-between between the host and
Yeah,
Russian propaganda.
And the
this
murder.
is going back and forth.
Yeah.
Going back and forth, but it's diminished and taken away here. And then a woman at Fox, that's a celebrity. So may not be a celebrity to us. We may not see her on TV, but like Johnny was saying, perhaps someone up the branch, top level executive or something. Or maybe it's just the person that writes their show for the evening. That could be it as well. Someone we don't see, but that's writing the shows, So that's what I get.
I get the 3 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. There is looking for something or waiting for something or waiting for results of something. It does start a new action, though. When they do find whatever it is they're looking for, because there will be exposure lists, as to Jen's point, and there starts a new action. What? I don't know, because First Amendment, but I don't know. Because here's an investigation into something that is cloudy, something that changes shape, is what I hear. Something that goes from one thing to the next. So there could be a disguising of information or disguising of receiving information. That reminds me, too, was a story in the headlines about police found, was it $2.5 million worth of heroin disguised as onions, because it was in little balls in onion bags, and it was wrapped up to look like onions, but it was heroin.
Oh man.
And something like that. It's receiving information that may be disguised as happy birthday email, and it's full of Russian propaganda or something like that. There's something weird there. The thing is abandoned, whatever it is that's in the Fox sphere. Something is abandoned because it causes a conflict, and they don't want any more probes or any more investigations or any more lawsuits or anything like that. That does not mean that Tucker is going to now stop praising. His meth is not going to stop praising Vladimir in Russia. This just means that you can't leave signs of a tie between the two just hanging around. So maybe what they do is go to the lunchroom, print out all of your Russian tie information, put some salt on it, and follow suit. Eat it.
I would bet they look at Facebook too. Those cards are really pretty, Johnny.
Fenestra Tarot is what they're called.
Very pretty.
So, okay, let's switch gears. No, first let's do Ukraine and NATO. Will they be a part of NATO, or will they become a part of NATO?
Yeah, Poland's asked for an emergency rush. Let's add them to NATO. Which would really piss Putin off, because that's the one thing he doesn't want any more of the former Soviet countries, becoming NATO members.
Johnny, can I please go first?
Always.
I'm sorry, Jenny. I need to go get something that was just delivered. I get yes. There's happiness and youth prosperity, an abundance of prosperity. I know that Zelensky has asked, and he's been turned down. I think the tensions are a bit high right now, but last I heard, they're moving troops into other. NATO's moving troops into other areas to kind of keep.
I'm getting a yes too, Becca. I'm getting they're mulling over the offer because of the fighting that started and wanting justice for this. So like, it's kind of in the balance. It's like, I don't know, but maybe I'm getting all of these 3 cards. So maybe within 3 weeks, 3 days, or 3 months, something 3, working out the details, and I get new beginnings and yes, and victory. Yes. I get a lot of yeses.
So I start with the Wheel of Fortune. So good luck and fortune is on that side. This is also a timing thing as well. So this may be something that needs to be done quicker and sooner than later. The Chariot, there is some discipline, getting everything on the same page. So there is an aspect of, if you're going to do this, let's not just do this in retaliation too. Let's do this because it's the right thing to do. So there might be some conversations back and forth, because there still is some tension, especially King of Wands and the 9 of Wands. There's still a little tension there. The Knight of Cups and the Emperor. So there is your offer. So it's not necessarily even just down to what he wants to do. There is an offer being made to the foreign leader. So there is something being made to him, and it's a very strong offer. There's not just a strong offer, but there's actual strength in this offer, like actual strength. If you are a part of NATO, we can take steps to not just protect, but defend, or at the very least arm you, and so forth and so forth.
Come in and push them out. It's funny. I've read on this before, and I've always gotten a no or not now. So it kind of surprised me, because I'm getting a yes, like, and it feels like it's soon.
Mm-hmm. Because what did we just send? Troops on trips, but to Germany and other surrounding areas to make sure that,
What'd you get, Becca?
I want to say thank you to Joanne. She got me a little Star Wars ornament. Hold on.
Oh, a little.
You got a Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda.
I don't know. Let's see.
Show and tell.
Let's see.
Unboxing break.
Sorry. It is a Baby Yoda in the little pram.
Oh.
Joanne, thank you so much.
That's cute.
That little face, Johnny. Tell me that's not the cutest baby you've ever seen. This is for sure going on my cricket. You know what? I'm going to hang it up here for now. I need to find something to stick Baby Yoda to. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much.
Get another one, make earrings.
If you get her too, she probably would wear them as earrings.
She probably would. That goes.
We'll be seeing those at Halloween next year. For years.
Oh, you got to find a Baby Yoda onesie. That'll be your.
I did.
Glow in the dark Baby Yoda onesie, so she can do her little dance again.
Her little Baby Yoda.
Okay, let me see. So that's been an hour of Ukraine and Putin. Let's change gears. We'll go somewhere else for a little bit here. Let's go to Susan Hoffinger, who is the attorney, not in charge of, but she has now stepped in for the 2 attorneys that quit in the SDNY.
And you and I both Wednesday night kept getting a woman, yes. Something about a woman. We couldn't figure it out.
Like, I don't know who she is, because the other 2 have left, but this is a person that's like new in the situation, and boom, here she goes. Susan Hoffinger, I believe is how you say her name. What is she going to do with the case?
Yeah, because she worked as a defender for white collar crimes before, not as a prosecutor.
Mhm.
She doesn't really, yeah, and worked in private practice. She doesn't really have the background that the other two. The other two, one of them was a forensic accountant specialist for fraud and had quite a background in prosecuting mobsters and stuff.
So here she is. Now, the spokesperson for the SDNY offices said that the case is still strong, or the investigation is still strong. That's how she worded it, I believe. She didn't say the case was going forward. She said it's still strong. And so Bragg has made a short statement saying that the investigation is still on. But nobody is saying that we're going to pursue charges against Donald Trump. They're just saying we're still working. So what is she going to do? What you get back?
I don't trust this woman. Anchor and bouquet. So she's established happiness or whatever. What gets me is this part: woman, fox, man.
Oh,
So fox read neutrally could be that she's working with a man.
investigator.
Yeah, she's investigating a man, but I don't like this. I don't like that at all. She's suspicious of a man. She's working with a man. She works for a man. Now, this man could be the DA. I don't know who he is. But that fox is sitting right there. And here it says that she's there to, she's going to establish something that's satisfactory. And it's also, fox is also manipulation. You see what I'm saying? So I'm kind of, and that's the read. I don't know.
I get hope is out in the cold. Like, it's done. It's already done. All the details, like they've already killed it. They'll act like they're charging in, but they've already wrapped this up. That's what I'm getting. I do think there'll be some sort of investigation into this DA's office, because people are fighting about, blocking and destroying this case that was strong. Something might change eventually, and we'll get a light shown maybe by her, but it's him. He's on the bottom. He's the boss. We kept getting the other night that there was money involved, a payoff or something.
Did you see what J.O. Webb is saying? She's saying that she's only been there 4 weeks and she's a defense lawyer for white-collared crimes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She worked for the mobsters and everybody. She defended them.
That looks dirty. That explains woman, fox, man. It's a manipulator.
I get the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. It starts with some sort of loss and regret. 10 of Pentacles, that could be the offices there. So that could just be the relationships between the old and the new. There is some sort of, I'm going to call it manipulation, even though the 5 of Swords is not manipulation, but I do have the Magician, but that's what I heard. Manipulation and the 7 of Wands. You're defending the actions. Again, the 5 of Swords is not, I said 5 of Wands, I meant 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is not illegal. It's just, in the eyes of polite society, not very nice, and therefore can be deemed immoral. So the 5 of Swords is taking an advantage of a situation where you had the an unfair advantage. And then the 7 of Wands defending, but being in a position to do so that other people are not in. So this is not going to look good, whatever it is that they're doing forward with that 5 of Swords. You're going to be seen as a person doing something heavy-handed. The 10 of Cups and the 4 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So I think a bone might be thrown. This is Very, very thin margin here. So take it with a grain of salt. That they find some wrongdoing in Trump, Oregon, issue a fine. Just to sort of satisfy some people, but this is not criminal charges, I do not believe. But prove me wrong. I'll be all right with that. But this is also a warning to us to maybe stop looking for blood in the water, because this is not, no. FEC just let him off the hook too for campaign finance violation. So at this point, thank you, Christopher. Stop looking for the blood in the water. Just go on with your life. 10 of cups, 4 of cups. This is something with the family that we may not accept, and it may be a small fine, like $10,000 or something. Because they'll find them guilty for something, but not a lot of things. Because I get the King of Swords and the Three of Swords. So something is done, possibly, with justice, but it's all manipulated. All of it.
I don't understand why people lack the cojones to prosecute him. And I'm talking, and I'm also in that right there, roping in our current AG. you know what I mean? Like
anything.
Mm-hmm.
But, as I said, yeah, the Republicans said no.
We now have a former guy who took documents down to Mar-a-Lago and probably gave a whole bunch of crap and intel to Putin, and now have an invasion going on because of him.
Who also incited an insurrection, who has ripped off the government for over 4 decades. Like, I mean, just somebody grow some cojones and just do something. Because if this
disappeared like $500 million or whatever it was he was supposed to send to Ukraine for defense and stuff, just disappeared.
So with all of the Trump helping Putin, Trump eliminating the airspace in Ukraine, with all the little things that he has done for Vladimir Putin while he was in office, will there be a probe into the Trump administration? That was one of the questions we got. So thank y'all for your questions too. We had hundreds, so we got tons of questions. We won't get to everybody's question tonight, which is why I said earlier in the stream that we'll try to do some lives and things to answer some more, but we definitely won't get them all today.
It's called reopen the impeachment case because that's where it all began.
Because his whole administration was corrupt. So somebody look into it. Yes, they have a lot to do, but
and reopen all their files. Hey, Linda. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. I get smug little Trump, all erratic and everything, and his whole network, and all the thievery and sneaky stuff going on with Russia. I get rather quickly and surprisingly, something is changing here, and I get a new investigation of some kind, manipulating even our national security. Thank you, Patty and Alexis. Manipulating our security, because now with what's going on in the world, they're looking at it differently. because they're looking overseas. That's what's going on. There's been a betrayal here, so I think somebody in DOJ is looking at this, and anybody he's worked with, and they're also looking at written documents, anything they can find, like maybe in the trove of boxes they got back from Mar-a-Lago. What'd you get, Becca?
This would normally tell me no. I got ship, mice, and mountain. But it's, if I read it across, transfer, stolen, and then blocked and delayed. So I'm wondering if this, not so much what's going on with the Ukraine, but perhaps what was in the documents that were transferred and stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And then a pileup of some sort of stolen stuff, a pileup of stuff that was
Boxes.
stolen. You know, not boxes, but like just a pileup of all the criminality here during the transition. And these two here speak of an island. So I don't know. I'm going to say yes, but it may be delayed and it may be a while because this ends that spread if I'm making any sense at all. But that's what I get.
I think that there is also, let me say this too. I found it. For those who, because what we read on all the time is not the nicest stuff in the world. For those who are sensitive to what's going on in the world, kind of like when we have the Afghanistan thing, pull back from the news, pull back from all that stuff, take care of your mental health, for it is important because you carry that around with you everywhere you go. Thank you, Barbara. Everywhere you go, take that with you. But here is Jody Roberts' video where they did the prayer and the music and the smudging. Go spend some time in the positivity. Go soak some of that in instead of all the garbage out there, because that ain't going to end tomorrow. So don't watch it 24 hours a day. Tower and the lovers. There is some sort of revelation of relationships. These are not necessarily domestic, or I do have the emperor. So there is something here about relationships and people that was in the White House. So these may be not just when he brought the spies into the Oval Office, not just that, but some other things as well. This is probably why he also wanted to keep the visitor log secret. So there is going to be a probe. There is also a lot of trying. These things are never easy. And just like the January 6th Commission, this is never easy. And so I don't want people to, just because there's a probe into the White House or a probe into his administration, to automatically think, okay, great, they're going to nail him on something, because we see how this play has played out many times before. Medusa has shown his face to all of the supporters who keep falling over the cliffs like little lemmings, but it's also showing it to us too that he doesn't really pay for crimes like that. So this is why I said stop expecting the blood in the water. This is just, you just build yourself up to let yourself down. So if it happens, great, but don't look for it. Because here with the temperance and the devil, there is still going to be a fight between the good and the evil, trying to nail down testimony, trying to bring this person in who won't cooperate, that type of thing. There's something superficial at the end of this. So yes, I think is going to be a probe into his administration, but don't jump for joy just because there's a lot of time between the beginning and the end of that one.
And I think I texted you guys earlier today that they were saying on a little snippet that I caught from MSNBC on YouTube that some of the documents that he took home were deemed so highly classified that only like a small select group of people were authorized to view those. And he
in a skiff,
a sensitive compartmentalized information facility, and he took it in a box and took it home.
Yeah, no. Because not only is this highly classified, but you have to be in a specific location to even look at it.
Mm-hmm. And he
took it to his hotel
where he DJs.
Yeah. And eats paper. I can't.
Crashes weddings.
While he plans a cemetery. Thank you, me, myself, and I.
Okay. let's go on to something maybe a little happier here at 9:11 as it is on the clock. God dang it, where's her name? Because I can't remember it right off the bat. Ketanji Brown Jackson. Who will she get nominated? Not nominated because she is nominated. Will she get the job at the Supreme Court? Whatever I'm trying to say that. Will she be sworn in to the Supreme Court? Thank you, Liz. Confirmed. Thank you, Rachel. That's what well, we are in the age of Aquarius, so it may be hard to stop girl power, as they say. So hopefully.
I get a no. I get, they'd have to really work on this, work out all the details and everything, but somebody's going to be talking about something. And I have the regrets here, bullying in the tower, which is, the Republicans charging in, and I get a no card here. I get there's fighting across the aisle on this. The vote, like if she gets it, it's going to be a really thin margin, really, really thin. But I end with a no. So and whatever it is, I feel like it's going to be a lie. Like whatever they say on her, I feel like it's not going to be true.
What you get?
Get a very confused and problematic man in government. Cloudsman Tower. And I asked, will Judge Brown serve on the Supreme Court? And this is what I got. I don't know who this man is. I don't know how he plays in. I don't know if this is Mitch McConnell dirtying the waters, making some crap up to not vote, but it's saying a very problematic, confused man in government.
Mitch, Lindsay, and Ted Cruz are all saying, "Oh, this is horrible, and this is racism because why she got to be black?" And it's like they're so stupid. I can't. I only pull 5 cards. I get yes. Here it starts with a star, and then there is justice in the 10 of Pentacles. So that's the Supreme Court there. And 2 of Wands and the Hierophant. It is not going to be easy though, for there is a bunch of stuff that people will not budge on because they're not mentally prepared to do such a thing, but it looks good. Center positive vibes. The Supreme Court needs to look like the country, not a bunch of white guys.
Thanks to Kavanaugh, they only have to have 51% of the votes to get her through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So where did it go? What was his name? The guy in Texas.
Hot
Hot
Wheels?
Wheels.
Well, the question's about him, but the fallout from that guy's testimony. I wrote it down. Where did it go? Gosh dog it.
About the energy prices?
Yes, the guy testified and said that Abbott, okay, there it was, Bill Magnus, Magness. He said that Abbott told them to hike the prices as high as they could.
Yeah,
Because he's testifying to that, saying that Abbott was the one who instructed us to raise everybody's bill to the moon.
Who's Magnus?
Bill Magnus he was one of the leads or the heads of some energy company there in
that handles their electric grid in Texas during that freeze.
That caused people to get bills that were like thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars, yes. He said that Abbott instructed them to do such a thing.
Ooh.
So what is the fallout of that testimony? Because he could be lying, but I don't think he is. Let's see.
I think he had it written in a email or something. He had it documented somehow. Always have your receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it when I have the strength card on the bottom. It's like, for who? I'm getting refund, like some sort of refund that'll be sent to everybody. Because it's like, okay, you did this foolish thing and it got a lot of attention, your greed and everything, and people aren't having it. I get refund coming back, judgment, returning to this refund. But for Abbott, it's not good. Here he is, the emperor, and it's like all the bad cards and the thief card, and he's gonna have to work double time to win his election.
Thank you, Marie.
I hope that was on paper or on email somewhere, so it doesn't turn into a he said, she said in court, even though you're technically under oath, Mm-hmm. But for Abbott, not good. Here's their sudden outage, lights out suddenly. And then here is that something new. I don't know if he's been blocking other sources of energy or whatever, but it shows there's a huge problem and then a lot of suffering and guilt and burdens for Abbott. It's like he's going to get stuck between a rock and a hard place and he can't get out. Suffering and pain.
He didn't upgrade their wind farms, and so all the windmills froze up, also, so they had no backup source.
Yeah, and it shows here also with Coffin and Scythe, sudden deaths as well.
People died because of him.
Yeah, Mountain is associated to the winter time, so very harsh and painful winter. The deaths perhaps may have been small, maybe, or I don't know how many people died. Maybe not thousands, but perhaps they can say it was only a small amount. Mm-hmm. As if that one death is okay, or 2 or 20. Yeah. But I get he's FUCKE.
Mm-hmm.
Like
give him some wrongful death lawsuits.
Uh-huh.
See, because I was watching a video, not video. Yeah, it was. They were highlighting one of Ted Cruz's tweets where he thought it would be hilarious to put the price of this has gone up, the price of that has gone up, and the price of tickets to Cancun has gone up. And that's supposed to be funny. So, people were down in the comments, of course, handing him his behind. And then somebody in the comments says, well, it's not his fault. What did you expect him to do? He can make a joke of it. What did you expect him to do? Like literally go make everybody warm. And someone had to tell this person, he is the senator of Texas. He could have fought for legislation that he was blocking, mind you. He could have fought for legislation that would have helped the people of Texas. That's what he could have done, for that is his actual job.
But no, he's over there sympathizing and praising insurrectionists and stoking cultural wars that do nothing but hurt the country while his constituents freeze to death and he's on a trip to Cancun. And then blames his kids for it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Thomas said over 200 died, and Marie saying about 700. It's like I get there'll be actions taken in court, and having to settle. He's got to cost the state of Texas all this money for.
But hey, don't
lawsuits.
say gay. Don't say gay.
Don't say gay.
Don't say gay. Don't teach certain things at school. Ban all these books, but have fun freezing to death while I jack up your prices.
Don't be having any babies, and don't have any transgender kids, and
don't be non-white, even though he isn't either. The Hierophant, I actually don't get an answer as to the fallout. Go ahead, William. The Hierophant and the Ace of Wands. It's true, though, is what I get. Because I get the Six of Wands, person of importance, and the Five of Swords. There's your bully. So I get that this is true. That is what he did. I don't get the fallout. I get basically, yes, there is true. He was on the same page as these people. So this is something he did. There's the Emperor and the Ace of Cups. Him and somebody else. So I guess the Magnus guy, reluctantly, but they still did it. So you get no brownie points for being reluctant. You still did it. So that's true.
Meanwhile, he's over there telling the energy companies to jack up the prices all the way high and telling the people of Texas, we don't need no government money. Who was one of the first ones asking for government money. But let's
go ahead. Try to secede from the union. Go ahead.
Go broke in a day.
Yeah, I seen that, Marie. A whole high school walked out and they all said they were gay.
Awesome. I love it.
And then that other bill that he tried to push for people to doctors, nurses, teachers, anybody to report the parents of transgender children.
Yeah. So stupid.
And it was shot down in court. But it's like, how is this helping your community? It's the only people that it's making them go to bed at night is the bigots. That ain't helping anybody.
I can't. So, okay, let's switch gears a little bit. Still on energy, though. Gas prices. Now that Russia has been sanctioned to near extinction, that is, of course, the cue for anybody selling anything to increase the price on whatever it is. Cotton balls now cost $9.58 type of thing. So we're
looking at you, Starbucks. I'm looking at you, Starbucks. Oh, inflation, raise the prices $1 something.
Because we can't get our cups anymore. So what are the gas prices going to look like this spring?
BP pulled out of their agreement with Rosneft, who is their big gas company, BP gas station. Yeah, what's interesting though, most Americans, when they polled them, said that they were okay with rising gas prices if it's caused by Ukraine and if we, because it's wrong of what Putin's doing. So.
We'll suffer it because this kind of needs to be done type of thing.
Yeah. Although Biden has called for him to, get some gas out of the reserves.
Yeah. Yeah, and everything was going up anyway, right, Carmen, because of the pandemic. Now this is everything but the pay, anyway. What you get there?
I get that there's a man that knows what's going on. He's knowledgeable and needs to make some decisions. I don't know who this man is. I don't know if it's Joe Biden or a senator, or I don't know. There's a man that knows what's happening, and he's very knowledgeable about what's going on, and he's willing to make decisions. And I get that. So I asked again, and I get that there's negotiations with companies or government because it's increasing. It goes up. Ads too. So I don't know if this would be like a Joe Biden or somebody talking about tapping into reserves or what, but there's a man that knows what's going on that's going to be making decisions because it goes up.
Yeah, I get there's a lot there, and they're changing prices already. It's like, that nostalgia card. It's like, oh, we have to protect ourselves, and they're causing hardship on people. So yeah, I get they raise the prices. They're sitting there all pretty financially. It's like they all do it, is what I'm getting. But they're going to have to walk away from this greed and burdening people. I get they're going to get blocked by somebody who's looking into it. So I don't think it's Biden, but whatever committee or secretary of whatever is over transportation and gas and whatever.
Yeah.
There may be hearings too because of the birds, but it's like even before this broke out, at the mention of the word inflation, it's a green light to raise prices.
Gas. Yeah.
Not just gas, everything.
Everything.
Amazon raised their prices, Netflix raised their prices. I mean, everywhere the prices are going up for everything. Just say inflation, that's our green light to just go crazy. Meanwhile, everybody's wages stay the same.
Yes.
I just got a notice before Putin invaded. I had gotten a letter in the mail from my natural gas company that my heat's natural gas, and saying, "Oh, we got new prices, and we dropped the rate in January. We're going to drop it again in February and March." And now I'm like, "Oh, here we go. It's going to go back up."
Yep, and it's like. And meanwhile, all the companies are making record freaking profits. So where's your inflation? They're making record profits, not paying their employees to meet up with inflation and raising prices. So it's like, it's just.
I just did a reading on Etsy.com.
Mm-hmm.
They had a record year, or record quarter, whatever you want to call it, $717 million in profit. Thank you, Marie. And they're going to raise the transaction fees for
the sellers
on Etsy to 6.5.
So now
5.5.
So either the sellers have to eat that or raise their prices to recuperate it.
Meanwhile, they just had record profits. Why do you have to raise the prices at all?
And meanwhile, the people that are buying the products are not getting raises at their jobs.
At all. And so I get the Lovers in the Three of Cups. This is not going to cause riots or anything like that. Some will be understanding. However, the community of understanding is not that large, because there are some here with the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Cups that are on the struggling side, of course. So the problem comes in when I have to go to work. So I have to have gas, and I have to now pay $5.49 for gas instead of $3.28. So it does cause a strain. With the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, there will be a restriction, though. It will be a worry about profits or profitability, or losses. Like if you have to go into the reserve, you can't replace it with something or whatever. But it will be restricted. So this is not a long-term thing. I don't think through the whole spring you're going to see this type of thing. But of course, it will go up.
They always raise gas prices during the summer too, because that's when people usually take vacations and go on road trips. So they're like, oh, raise it $1.50 and say the barrels went up. No, it's the,
Yeah.
You
it's
always
the-
see it go up the
Price
week before Thanksgiving, the week before Christmas, and then all summer long.
Yep. Thank God I work from home and I have a 1 mile radius because it's will last me a month if I don't go anywhere.
So the International Space Station. The question is, I guess, how does this play out? Will this be? How is the invasion going to impact the International Space Station?
Or will it impact the International Space Station? Because the
Because
Russians.
the last time our astronauts went up there, they hitched a ride on a Russian rocket. So it's that we paid for, mind you. It ain't like they took us up there for free.
Death card on the bottom. Something's going to change.
You know, I never had a card for astronaut until today.
What's your card for astronaut?
Hermit. Somebody in the deep dark space sort of wandering around. Okay.
It's like, can't get home, call Uber.
It's an expensive trip.
I get there's going to be a change with this whole space station thing. They're not quite sure yet what they're going to do, but there's a burden here. So I get like trying to offer something new. Maybe going back into manufacturing our own rockets again or something. But I feel like they may break from it and have a loss there. They're mulling it over. I'm not getting a definitive yes or no what they're going to do, though. What you getting, Becca?
I get that whatever difficulties are happening right now, it's short-lived. It doesn't really stick around too much. They're going to have to make a decision, though, because of something that's not on the up and up and quite suspicious. So I got Cross, Clover, Anchor, Crossroads, and Fox. So they're making decisions, some pretty good decisions, but and there's risks involved too. But they continue to work. It's just there's decisions to be made very carefully because of some shady stuff. So
it's like they may break away from depending on Russia to get them up and down.
I get the Four of Cups and the Hermit, so that's my astronaut. So there is something they have to accept that they may not accept or not wanting to accept, but it kind of is what it is. This is what happens in these situations. Again, these type of things don't affect just one group. It affects everything. Ten of Swords, Five of Wands, conflict and ending. So the agreement, I think, is over. There is some chance for it to sort of rehabilitate in the future. Three of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, because you're still sort of waiting for the shoe to drop here. But if you ask me, look for alternatives and stick with the alternatives. Don't depend on Russian anything anymore. If you can't get yourself to the space station, then you can't go. That's. I mean,
go hit your ride with Jeff Bezos.
Get Musk to take you or something. At least his rockets come back and they don't just, well, except the one that's about to crash into the moon, I guess. Oh, Jesus. Okay. The There's been a bunch of bomb threats at HBCUs around the country. What's going on there?
What's being bomb threaded, Johnny?
The historical Black colleges and universities.
Suspected to be because it's Black History Month. It started at the beginning of the month and it's been going on all month long. All those people Marjorie Taylor Greene was with Friday night, they're probably the ones doing it. A lot of them, they've caught a few of them, are kids doing the threats.
So ridiculous.
I don't think they found any actual bombs yet, to my knowledge, but the ones doing the threats, I think, are kids.
Just cause disruption.
But like specifically targeting the historically Black colleges, so it's white supremacist, Kyle Rittenhouse type kids. I get kids sitting at home because of COVID or something, like they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Oh, let's burden people and pull the strength card out, do it in secret, like anonymous phone calls. I get they've already been investigating on it. They know who a bunch of them are, because there's like a group of them working together. They may have had a tip on this, but I get they're going to court. They're it's going to end, but I get that they're going to fine them. Like there's going to be money that they have to pay out because they're affecting the college's income and everything.
Fine them. How about throw them in jail for making bomb threats? You can't go into a theater and scream fire. I'm sure you can't call, be like, oh, by the way,
They probably will put some of them away too, but like I'm getting it's like minors, like it's they're underage, so but hit their family's pocket.
I say to the gallows with all of you. What'd you get, Becca?
I get that there is an investigation that is underway. There is some thievery and losses, but then, like Jenny, there's money and prosperity at the end of it. Another way to read this is that there may be inspiration coming from a woman that's very manipulative and just paranoid, that may be providing information, or not information, but inspiration. So I don't know if this is something she's communicating, but Stars Woman Fox, she's manipulative, cunning, and then takes away there. See what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I get the Seven of Swords, schemes and scams, and then there's two men. I think this can be whittled down to two people, possibly online, starting some sort of group, or it could be disguised as something else. But there's two. This is going to be found out too, mind you. There's also going to be a very large example made out of two people too. I don't know if it's the same exact ones, but there's two people here with the Two of Cups and the Emperor. The Emperor may appear to, I don't want to say abuse. Well, I'm going to say it that way. Abuse the power is just how it may look to a person who might be a bit sensitive. But in particular instance, ain't nothing about calling a college and saying there's a bomb funding. So there's an example that is made, but it's a very, very, very strong example. So go get them, I say. What here's
Raise kids right.
here's what I want to know. This is going to be the last question, not the last question right now, but this is going to be our last question. I don't know why I'm telling you. I'm going to tell you at the end.
Oh, you're writing down our last question.
Yes. I don't know why I said it out loud. But okay. Now, what we're going to go on to now is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Since we're speaking of racist and goofy people, she went and talked to a bunch of white nationalists and then claimed to not know who the most important of them were. But will this hurt her in her reelection chances?
And then was in photos with him. But I don't know him. You know,
for those of you in the audience, Jenny sent a text the other day of somebody that they took a video of Marjorie Taylor Greene
lifting weights.
Yeah, she was picking up a weight bar and just doing the yank up thing, which is that a terrible form. You should not do that. CrossFitting, it's like you're just asking to get injured. But the way she was completely wrong. But somebody edited that video to where when she picked up the bar, she just sharted it with all over the So every time I hear the name Marjorie Taylor Greene, I see an image.
I could not stop laughing and watching it. I thought it was just and funny as crap. Literally funny crap.
Can I show it, Johnny? Because my phone.
Go right ahead. If you don't, I will.
Do you have your phone? I can't. It's like this dumbass dude. It's like, no, you're not tough. You're an idiot, and you're gonna blow out your knees. Oh yeah, can you get it? Because it's not on my phone anymore.
Mm-hmm. I was seeing your text. Remind me afterwards to go back and look for them, and then I can block this person.
Okay.
Because I can't. Ain't got time for that, Jesus. Ain't got time for that.
Because I had to delete the messages that we were on because my phone was being stupid. So I had to start a new one. So I lost that.
Oh, Jesus, not the sound too. I don't want the sound. I don't want the sound. Okay, if you're sensitive, turn away because this is not pretty. So 1, 2, 3, here it comes. Okay. These people is too crafty with this Photoshop and stuff.
So every time I hear the name, that's what comes up in my head now. That's what I see in my head. Twitter, congratulations, award of the year for the funniest freaking tweet ever.
Oh, so immature on the.
I can't see.
I ruined the show again. And the sound was like.
Oh.
It kind of reminds me of when everybody was saying that 45 used to shart in his diapers. Remember that? He just sit there and like fart in his diapers, talking to people.
And Giuliani, it's Jared court farting.
This is Christian. My eyes too, Keisha.
That wasn't even doctored when Giuliani was
just
like in court talking, and then the woman next to him's like, "Oh my God, he just farted beside me."
But the things people can do to your video, I mean.
But that one is just perfect for her because she's such a schmuck, you know.
Yes.
It's like,
I didn't mind it one all.
Look at me lifting all these weights.
On the look at it, that only looks like 50 pounds.
My little
50
short
pounds.
shorts.
And if her bar weighs 45, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that that's a 45-pound bar, but those weights look like 25s.
And that you still shouldn't be yanking off the ground like that.
That's not how you do a proper freaking lift like that. It's like, but then you see how the CrossFitters do the pull-ups where they swing like this. I'm like, you're just asking to knock yourself out. Like, I would love to see that. I would love to see a video of her doing those crazy monkey swings on trying to do a pull-up and knock herself out. That would be great.
There was another video I started to send you, and I should have saved it. That I was like, oh God, it's in such poor taste. I can't. But there was some guy in a wheelchair, no offense to anyone in a wheelchair, who was doing some kind of
and Face Planet.
Yeah, went down the ramp and was like doing some kind of Evil Knievel thing in a wheelchair and face planted. And I was like, if only with that Hot Wheels we can see that.
Like, just put them on a heel, see what happens.
Just give him a little push.
But I don't mind him because he literally was responsible for a whole bunch of people dying and did not care. Cawthorn too. Just take them and just give them a nudge and see how far
down
they
a
go.
ramp.
But make sure that the wheels are all nice and greased so they go super fast down that hill.
No brakes. No brakes.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Let them both go. Just
Let him play Mario Kart. I'm going to hell, Daddy.
Oh,
Oh my God.
not Mario Kart.
I'm sorry.
All right, y'all quit texting me and asking me to send you tasteless videos. Some of our chatters that I'm done reading for.
Not Mario Kart. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Somebody's gotta make that video.
Hot Wheels and Cawthorn play Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, he get a turtle shell and everything swinging around his car.
Okay. I'll shut up for the rest of the show.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh, Jesus. Wait a minute.
Y'all lighten my text up. All the stories on videos.
Okay. I'm tickled. Wait a minute. Okay.
From Marjorie Taylor Greene to Mario.
Mario. I'll get it together. Give me a second. Because I get the image in my head. It's just, okay. Be perfect. I said I ain't a newscaster. I can laugh.
I was laughing so hard, no noise was coming out for a minute. I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe.
Okay. Shh.
Everybody got their petty boots on.
Oh, God. Okay. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, does this hurt her election chances? That's what that was the question.
We're doing a speech at the white supremacy rally Friday night. And talking pro Putin, and then went
the Queen of
to
Shorts. That's her name. The Queen of Shorts.
The Queen of Shorts.
Playing with the Queen of Shorts. That's what because the Joker ain't the only fool.
She had on such lovely white pants to do her speech.
Oh gosh. Oh Jesus. Wait a minute, these cards is special.
You have a sharding card?
I do not, but I could look for one.
What happened? Are we back on the Mario Kart stand?
He's asked me, did I have a sharding card?
A sharding.
Oh, God.
Is her
Okay.
opponent a male? Is it a man that's running against her?
There is one, yeah.
There's a man and there's a woman both running against her.
I get that a man goes up. He goes up in the polls. It helps him. It gives him a lot of success, and he goes up. So I would say yes, it does hurt her. I mean,
I get it's already hurting her. Like all the steady money is already burdened, and she was one of the biggest fundraisers, in the GOP. A lot of people saw this, and like she should have regrets about it. I get she doesn't, but it's like Trump and the Marjorie Taylor Greene GOP people are not going to do well during the election at all. So anyone connected to Trump, anyone connected to MTG.
to which I say, keep giving them the kiss of death, Trump, with your endorsements, please.
Please keep doing it.
I get the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of worry. This is already starting to hurt. The Four of Swords, which looks like the coffin card in the Lenormand, so it was a bit of a eye catcher. And the Magician, so her power is being decreased, or it's being captured, if that makes sense, because that's what I heard. The Emperor and the Devil. There's a man who uses this as, I hate to say it this way, but I'm going to say it this way, but take it however you want. Like as a dirty tricks campaign, so they take her talking to a bunch of racists and loop it and play it on local TV. Mind you, there is the woman, she was content to not do the dirty politics thing, but she is now saying, yes, Marie, that she is not a real conservative. She's not a real Republican because she's been stripped of all her committees, and that's not the type of person you want representing blah, blah, blah. So yes, they are going to use that against her.
Is this her first term, or is this going to be her second?
This is her first, isn't it? Well, should we say this is one?
So she's a freshman?
I do believe. There it is. So let's look at one more. The Liz Cheney, since her public profile, and she is getting a lot of help from the George Bushes and that wing of the Republicans. What are her election chances looking like? And then we'll go to the petty questions. Okay, put the cards back in.
I started out with the tower on the bottom. It's like something's getting ready to break for her, is what I'm getting, because like she's gonna start talking about all the things they found. Be the whistleblower, so to speak, and as they wrap up the committee, and I get something really changes for her, and she gets the job. She gets the higher ground, like it improves her reputation somehow.
The video was on Twitter. I don't know how to find it because I'm not as petty as Jen, so I don't find such things.
I laugh at the stupidest, silliest stuff.
It was the best thing ever, Jenny.
All I could say was, "Ooh, oh no."
Now we got to find one with Hot Wheels and Cawthorn playing Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
If we have anybody in the chat that's really good with making little gifts, that's one to do. There's your homework.
Lord.
For Liz Cheney, I get that she's going to be very successful. There's something that has ended for her, but she's able to move forward and reopen it. So I don't know if this means how they ended her in the Republican Party and then censured her in the state of Wyoming. But if that's a closure, she opens it. She's able to open something up and deliver. So I hope she get real petty and has a list of names of everybody. Because I would be that petty. Revenge tour for sure.
My first card is the Devil, and then Temperance and the Magician. So she's working with some very, very, very powerful people who can manipulate certain circles of influence as well. And there's a new action and a new opportunity. So I think she starts over, she gets it, I think. But
and not to rehabilitate the woman, because she's not my friend. I hate her policies. But in this one instance, I stand behind her 100%. And I would think that it would be poetic justice if she wins re-election and Kevin McCarthy loses his speakership for all the dirty stuff he did.
Like to her.
To her and just the Republican Party with all those cowards that won't say anything while he drove the party to the ground, So,
because we are in our Pluto return, so there's going to be a lot of illuminations.
and a lot of
Make her the minority leader, and first thing she'd do is pull Jim Jordan off every committee he's on. If he's still there.
Yeah.
Pull his wig off too while you're at it.
Yep.
So
and everybody else.
in our day and age right now, here is my petty question.
Ooh.
In our day and age right now, with Vladimir Putin running amok, his time is coming to an end. Don't quote me on that, but Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump eating classified documents and ripping off the world, locking people's children in cages with the Stephen Millers and the elf guy, what's his name, Sessions, and Bill Barr doing every trick in the book. Mitch McConnell,
who has a new book out, by the way.
And Mitch McConnell being the most evil son of a bitch in the world, who I hate from the top of his head to his talons on his feet. And all of the other gross, disgusting, despicable, wretched, vile, scum-sucking people on the earth. Not just this country, but the earth, period. How do we get Becca, the House of Lenormand, to be the devil?
The whole time you were talking, I was like, God, I wish I was the devil. I wish I was the devil.
How do we get this to happen, though?
Wait, oh my gosh.
I mean, Oracle.
I have to get hired for this job. Even if it's only for like a century or a few, I would clean house so quick. So quick.
I'm going to do Oracle. I'm going to do 2 Lenormand or whatever, 3 Lenormand, and tell me what they say.
That's my wet dream. I just let me be Satan for like a century, dude. I would clean house so bad.
I know it.
I'd be like, I'm gonna torture you and you and you eternity, or at least till my time's up after a century.
Okay, I brought out the wall liquor cards, and the wall liquor came out.
The funny cards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would make me a sadist, right? That would make me a sadist, Johnny, if I wanted to take all the bad people and like.
No, because that's the devil's nature. I think us as humans don't have necessarily a nature to torture. Therefore, we could be sadists, but that's kind of what the devil's supposed to do.
Mm.
It's
I'm
like,
a sadist.
is viruses bad? No, they're just viruses. They do what they're supposed to do.
Mhm. I would clean house, lucky girl. I would clean house. Like clean.
Fox Rider Mountain. So actually, don't tell me what they say because I'm gonna make it up anyway.
You're not gonna let me. I'm blocked. I'm blocked. I will tear down your house, damn it.
Mm-mm.
People are trying to run out of hell when they find out I'm Satan. I'm not that crazy, bitch.
I started on the bottom with the 7 of Wands, which is climbing to higher ground, right? Well, but you're supposed to go up, right? But then I have the Emperor, which, believe it or not, has Jesus on it.
Not today, Jesus. Not today.
Yeah, so the boss says you gotta like partner with the
I gotta go lick a
the
wall.
wall lickers.
I gotta go lick the wall.
and the greedy oligarchs and the king of coins, and you've got to like betray people because the light right now is going to take you up. If you do that, then you can slide down the pole into hell, and you could get the job where you could sacrifice people and work independently and all the thieves and corrupt people, and you can structure it however you want. But I get that there's somebody that would partner with you down there after you slid down.
Any takers? Any takers? Any takers? I mean, we can have Taco Tuesdays, Tequila Tuesdays, Tequila and Taco Tuesdays, Margarita Mondays, Whiskey Wednesdays. It's
Torture Thursdays.
Torture Thursday.
Fry 'em Fridays.
If you don't know how to swim.
You don't know how to swim, Becca will throw you in there, let you drown,
and then laugh.
And then laugh.
No, I wouldn't do that to nice people, just the bad people.
Well, I get co-create, so you're going to have to find someone to maybe learn the ropes of devilish behavior, because even though it's in our mind, it's not something we do on a daily basis. Also, again, investigate and find someone who can help you, and then get on your black horse and off you go. So it's not hard.
You gotta hang out with the wall lickers.
I'm sending my resume right now to the powers.
Oh, Lord. There it is. Marie said, write your resume.
You've done readings for me before. Remember, like long time ago, where I told you I've been to prison. You were like, no, more like a prison guard. There you go. My next life, I'm gonna be. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Not in prison for people. No, prison for like the Donald Trumps and the Vladimir Putin.
Somebody's gonna come to you. Hey, what's all that screaming? Oh, it sounds like music to me. I don't know what you mean. What do you say? I don't know. He's been doing that for a while. I think he's crazy.
Well, that was funny. Thank you, Johnny. Now I have a plan.
Yes, that's all we need. Okay, so thank y'all for coming out to join us. Again, keep your vibrations high, keep your positivity around you. The world is crazy. It's going to be that way. It always has been. It always will be. But you can have a little sliver of hope, a little sliver of happiness within your day if you choose to. So make sure you choose to. For every hour of crazy TV you watch 2 hours of something positive. Thank you, Asia. There are plenty kitten videos and kids laughing and all that stuff online for you to watch. You just have to seek it out. I put the link in there for Jody Roberts' video, which I shall do again, which is the prayer. So I will see y'all on Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. And then Jen and Jody will see you a week from Monday. Also, we will see you back here on our Sunday stream on Jen's channel next. So y'all have a good night. To be good to yourselves, for you do need it. You do deserve it. All right. Good night.
Right.